Today we're talking about lesson 13.2 and we're talking about areas of triangles and trapezoids. So first of all, remember triangle just means it has three sides. To find the area of a triangle, it's very simple. You simply multiply the base times the height and divide by 2. That's all you have to do. So in this case, I would do 24 times 27. That would give me, divided by 2 would be 324. And then this is centimeters squared. So base times height divided by 2. So it's just like the formula for the rectangle, but you have to divide by 2 at the end. That's all you have to do for a triangle. Now, how about for a trapezoid? Remember, a trapezoid is a parallelogram with only one pair of parallel sides. I'm sorry, it's not a parallelogram, it's a quadrilateral with one pair of parallel sides. So you can see here, this side and this side are parallel. That means they will never cross. The bases are always the parallel sides. That's very important. Trapezoids can look different. Sometimes they can look like this. Sometimes they can even be on their side and look like this. But the sides that are parallel, this side and this side are parallel. They will never cross. This side and this side, those are not parallel, so those are not the bases. This and this are parallel. They will never cross. These two will eventually cross. So these are the bases. So the bases are the parallel sides, the sides that will never cross. So I'm going to add the two bases together, not multiply, add, divide by 2, then multiply by the height. Just like for a triangle or for a parallelogram, the height is always going to be the distance between these two. So if you have a number over here and a number over here, this is not the height. The curved sides is not the height. The height is the distance between the parallel sides. So for example, over here, let's say this was 6 and this was 3 and this was 4 and this was 3, and then I had a line here that said 2. So first of all, the bases would not be 3 and 4 because those are going to cross. They would be 6 and 3. So the bases aren't always on the bottom. The bases are the parallel sides. The height is not 4 or 3. It's the distance between them. It's this dotted line of 2. So the height has to be perpendicular. That means it makes an L. That would be perpendicular with the bases. So I would do 6 plus 3 divided by 2. Sorry, 6 plus 3 divided by 2 times 2 would be my area. So for this one, these are my bases. Not this or this, the parallel sides. I'm going to add those together. 13 plus 18 divided by 2. So that's going to be 31 divided by 2, which is going to be... And then I'm going to multiply that by my height, which is 8. And when I get that answer, it will be 124 centimeters squared. So I add them together, divide by 2, and multiply by my height. Now sometimes they will give you the area and they will want the base or they will want the height. So whether it's a triangle or a trapezoid, for both of those, notice that they're both being divided by 2. So if they give you the area for both of those, your first step is to get rid of that 2. So your first step is to multiply the area by 2. So let's say for the triangle number 19, it says that the area of the triangle is 35 and the height of the triangle is 7. So I know my formula for a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So it gives me the height is 7, the area is 35, and I want the base. So my first step, if they give you the area and they want something else, always start by getting rid of that 2 by multiplying both sides by 2. So now I have 7 times the base equals 70, 35 times 2. Now all I have to do is isolate my base. So my base is 10, and in this case, it is centimeters. Remember, for anything that's not area, I don't square. I only square for area. How about for a trapezoid? Number 25. Now for number 25, I want to point out an error in the book. It says 300 centimeters, but that should be 300 meters, not 300 centimeters, 300 meters. So you have 300 meters squared as your area, and then it gives you all these numbers. So your first step is to figure out which of those numbers are your bases or your heights. So remember, the bases are the parallel sides. Are these parallel? No. If I keep going, they're eventually going to cross. This and this are parallel, so those are your bases, 20 and 30. Either one of these your height? No, because it's not perpendicular. It doesn't make a right angle with the base. Neither one of those are perpendicular, so they're not the height. So I don't use either one of those numbers. So I know it's 20 plus 30 times the height equals my area, which is 300. So remember, if it gives me the area and I want something else, the first step is to get rid of this divided by 2. So I'm going to multiply my area by 2. Then I have 20 plus 30 is 50 times h equals 600. Then all I have to do is 600 divided by 50, and that will give me my height. Notice for numbers 13 through 18, just like the lesson we talked about last time, if it's missing something, find the whole thing and then subtract what it's missing. So for example, for 13, it's a square, so find the area of the square, but it's missing a triangle, so then subtract the area of the triangle that it's missing. For 14, it's a trapezoid plus a triangle, so find the area of the trapezoid, find the area of the triangle, and then add them together. For 15, it's a trapezoid missing a triangle. So I find the area of the trapezoid and then I subtract the area of the triangle that's missing. Same thing for 16. For 17, it's a rectangle missing a triangle. And for 18, it's a trapezoid plus a triangle. So pay attention to those and do those well. If you have any questions, let me know.